What's up, Commanders fans? So I was just thinking about like who could possibly make it to the Pro Bowl on our team this season, and I know that is far fetched, seeing that last season we didn't have anybody that made it to the Pro Bowl, and that was one of those things that we struggled at, and that was because we were a terrible team last season. But this season, I feel like it's going to be a guy like Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, or a guy like Jaden Daniels that's going to make it to the Pro Bowl. And the only reason I say that is because Jaden Daniels has Cliff Kingsbury behind him, a guy that's going to understand and use everything he can to make sure Jaden Daniels is the best Jaden Daniels he can be going into his first year. And of course, the fact that we all are looking towards him to be a starter come week one. So it's going to allow him to get them yards, to get everything he needs, those touchdowns, that experience, you know. So I think it's going to allow him to really, shoot for that rookie of the year. And then also Frankie Louvu, I think he's already been a beast, with the Panthers. So it's nothing different. But structure, the structure here is different than it was when he was with the Panthers. And the Panthers was all over the place in the last few seasons. So I think that's going to be beneficial for him. And then he also has a guy like Bobby Wagner right next to him, a guy who just last year led the team in tackles and was the number one middle linebacker in the league. So, and he has done it for a long time. So I feel like with the fact that Bobby has reunited with Dan Quinn, and then also he reunited with his guy, Ken Norton. So it's just like he's back at home if you think about it. So I think him being around these guys and being so close to the people that allowed him to be successful in winning the Super Bowl and successful in his career early on, I think it can do nothing but allow him to be great and be his best self once again. So I'm excited for it, and I just feel like he's done it so long. Why wouldn't he still do it again? You see what I'm saying? Even though he's old, but he's still moving. He's still active. And last season, he was still old, and he still did it. So it's all about keeping yourself healthy. And then his mindset is different than everybody. His mindset is to where he can notice a certain twitch, a certain movement, to know when a lineman is pulling and is about to block, or whenever it's about to go in a certain way, he can understand it, and he know how to get in the backfield. And it's certain things like that that allow him to be efficient in his later years in his career. So you ask yourself, how has he gotten to this level and still been dominant? The reason is because Bobby Wagner understands the game of football, and not just football. He understands mannerisms. He understands more than just his position. He understands what it is to be look, I would even say he is close to being Ray Lewis. I would call him our generation's Ray Lewis. And the reason I would say that is because he's doing everything that Ray Lewis did in his time. Ray Lewis had 2 Super Bowls. He has 1. Ray Lewis went to the Pro Bowl multiple times. And Ray Lewis has been at the top of his game no matter how old he got. And of course, in his later years, he in his, like, I would say last 2 to 3 years, he was, he wasn't the Ray Lewis that he used to be. But imagine how long Ray Lewis stayed in the league. And imagine how long Bobby Wagner has been here. So he's our generation's Ray Lewis, and to have him on our team is everything. And we can also say this too. He is our generation's London Fletcher. And a lot of people would feel like they're different, but to me, honestly, they have so many similarities. Him, Ray Lewis, and London Fletcher have so many similarities, and a lot of people try to downplay London Fletcher, but I'm telling you, he was that guy. And I think by Bobby Wagner being around this system, being around his closest people, and then being able to talk to guys like London Fletcher, it's only going to allow him to be great, and he's already been great. So who's to say that he's not going to be great again? And it's not like it's his first time being away from his original team. No, he left the Seahawks, went to LA Rams, went back to the Seahawks, and then now he's here, and he's been dominant throughout his entire time in the league. So I think it's either going to be him in the Pro Bowl or Frankie Louisville, because Frankie Louisville, and also let me not forget about Jeremy Chin, a guy who has been in that Panthers unorganized team, and he finally has structure, right? And we believe in him to be a starter, so that's going to allow him to be great as well. He has structure. These guys have structure, and then Bobby Wagner had structure before, but the fact that in a way he brings structure, and that's what we needed last season, seeing that we were at the bottom of the league in defense. So I think he's going to allow everybody to flow very well in that backfield, and I think we won't have to be at the bottom of the league anymore. We're going to be up there, and that's all I'm going to say on that. And let me know who y'all feel is going to be a standout, who y'all think is going to make it to the Pro Bowl, who you think is going to be the Rookie of the Year. But I'm out.